I just love the way that Spirit just shows up and all of a sudden something happens that you weren't expecting to happen, and the next thing you know, we're plucking along and playing a beautiful song on the piano. Thank you. Thank you. Happy Easter, everybody. Happy Easter. Or as I like to call it, Happy Jesus Day, right? Yeah. So welcome, everybody. Whether you're joining us in person or you're joining us online, we are so incredibly grateful that you're here and decided to spend time with us this morning when you could have been doing, about 9 billion other things that were going on this morning. I see some new faces, I see some new friends, I see family, I see all of the above. And so just welcome to our Easter celebration, and that's what this is. That's what today is all about. It's a celebration. You know, it's kind of like this idea or the thought of Jesus' journey, and we get caught up on this thing where he went through Holy Week, which if you really study it, it's kind of like a bummer. You know, it kind of is. I mean, there's some really intense stuff that he goes through during that week. And we go through all the trials and the tribulations and all the false accusations, and then ultimately the day when he gets crucified, and you're reading about all that, and it's like whoop, 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 right? And then all of a sudden, boom, he comes back. And for me, as I think about the story, one of the things is that it's very, very symbolic in our own life when you really think about it in terms of your own journey and everything that you've been through and everything that I've been through, is like this idea or thought of coming back to life isn't like a one and done kind of a thing. The truth is, actually, if you really look at your life, you would see it happening over and over and over again. Are you tracking with me? Yeah. So that's what happens. And if we can just look at this thing and go, oh, I get it. So the idea that we kind of go through things in life, things happen to us, and at times it's difficult, at times it's hard. I mean, I don't know about you, but when I study the story of Jesus during Holy Week, it's not like he's having a good time, okay? There's struggle in there. There's pain in there. There's a lot of him on his hands and knees. Father, Father, Father. What's going on here, right? And it reminds me, if you really think about it, kind of almost like birth and giving birth to a child, right? And all of the pain and all of the anguish and everything that comes forth when you do that. Now imagine that metaphysically for just a second. Imagine metaphysically that part of the growth process means that occasionally we go through pain. And that's what happens. But what's really happening is, if you could imagine, think about this idea of your soul saying, you know what? It's time for me to grow. It's time for me to expand. In other words, I want to go somewhere I haven't been before. And so the universe goes, oh, you do? And then the universe goes, okay, we got it. And then we create these things that happen in our life. And in some cases, it ain't pretty, folks. But what happens is it pushes us to go far beyond anything we could have imagined possible. Anything. And then guess what happens? On the other side of it, if you can think about it from this standpoint, you are born again. In other words, the person that started that journey, the person that said, yeah, bring it to me, I want to grow, I want to expand, I want all this stuff, all of a sudden now is transformed, and now what happens on the other side of that is you're a different person. You are literally not the same person you were when you started it. It's not possible. But here's the thing. It doesn't only happen one time in your life. If you're really paying attention, it happens multiple times in your life, where all of a sudden it's like, oh, I get it. It's time to grow. It's time to expand. And then guess what starts to happen? I don't know about you, but for me personally, I start to feel wonky. It feels uncomfortable. It's like something is pushing me. And originally, my original reaction is, oh, hell no. We are not going there. And then it's like, no, you do want to go there. Why? Because of what's on the other side of it. But in order for me to get to the other side of it, I got to walk through the rest of it, which sometimes can look like Jesus when he walked through Holy Week. So when I study it in my mind, what I think when I study what happened during that week is I'm like, oh, It's kind of almost like a blueprint. My soul's ready to grow. I'm not going to volunteer for it. I promise you that. But then it's like, no, it really wants to grow. And it's like, okay, so we're going to go through some crazy stuff. Yeah. Your whole world's going to be turned upside down. Yeah. And then you're going to get to the other side of it, and you're going to be a whole new you, a completely different person. And even though you might look the same, you're not the same. You are not the same. Because what you've done is you have transformed as a soul and a spirit. How beautiful. How beautiful. How courageous it is to do that. It's amazing. You're amazing. You are the light of God. How cool is that? And we get to do this together, and we get to hold each other, and we get to support each other while we're going through this transformation. And the thing that I will tell you is, yes, Jesus has an amazing story what he went through. But you know what? Every single one of you have an amazing story. I would say stories in terms of your own transformation, in terms of everything that you've gone through. They are incredible stories of courage. For you to come down here on the planet at this point in time, say, yep, sign me up, and then to go through everything that you've gone through, in my opinion, you're a miracle. You are a miracle. And we are so lucky to have you here. We are so lucky and grateful.
Hey, it's Reverend Mike here. I just wanted to stop for a moment before you get on with your day, and thank you so much for spending time with us this morning. It means the world to us, and I just wanted to let you know if there's anything that we can do to make your experience even better, please do not hesitate to reach out by going to our website. I also wanted to offer you the opportunity for us to get together and sit down so I could get to know you a little bit better and answer any questions that you have. I can either do that by either getting together in person, have a cup of coffee, or we can meet online via Zoom. If you're interested, please don't hesitate to reach out. You can reach me at michael@courage2thrive.com. And lastly, if you find these messages are helping you, we would be tremendously grateful if you'd consider donating to the center. The best and the easiest way to do that is simple. Just go to our website. Again, thank you so much. Hope you have a great day. Hope you're doing well. God bless, and we hope to see you soon. Bye-bye now.